Hi, I'm Andy Staples. I'm here with our Heisman expert, Zach Ellis. With Joan, Niesen, we're talking the trophy that we never stop talking about.
Never too early.
Who's going to win it in like 9 months?
You know, one of the guys I find really interesting is Dalvin Cook. We like running backs, popular choice for the award. And I wrote about Dalvin. I was down there in December and just hearing, we all knew he was injured, but hearing from their trainers everything he went through last season, if he can keep himself healthy and out of trouble, he's a guy who is really interesting to watch, I think.
And he was carrying that offense.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. The thing I think that may hurt Dalvin Cook is Florida State's offense getting better. Around him.
Right.
Because he had to average something, what was it, 8.7 yards a carry?
Crazy.
It was insane. If he didn't do it, nobody did it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if let's say DeAndre Francois wins a quarterback job, some of those young receivers come into their own, it may be that Dalvin Cook is not asked to do as much. He may not gain as many yards simply because they are a better team around him, which could be an issue. With Watson and McCaffrey, Watson's got the ball in his hands every play. McCaffrey does so many different things. It seems like those two are going to be in the hunt no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, Watson's fascinating to me because you think about it, the one thing that really hampers him is that I don't know how much better he can get. I mean, the guy broke Vince Young's total offense record in the national title game. Clemson didn't win,
right?
But talking about a team that almost beat Alabama and went undefeated in the regular season. I mean, he was a leader as a sophomore who came off a torn ACL. How much better can you get? Sometimes it's hard when you have those really great seasons to get even better if you're that close to winning the award. So it's going to be interesting to watch with Watson, especially you mentioned Dalvin Cook in the same division, the same conference. It's going to be tough.
Well, and the thing is, Lamar Jackson, you watch him in the bowl game, Louisville's quarterback, he could have a great season. We're not talking about him. Two guys who play each other in the first game. Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma, Greg Ward Jr. from Houston. Are there any kind of off-the-radar guys that either of you are thinking about we may be talking about more come November?
I think Greg Ward is one of those guys for me, just because you look at what Houston did last year, closing the year with a Peach Bowl win over Florida State, and Greg Ward was a guy who we've talked about looked very different pre-Tom Herman as he did post-Tom Herman.
Yeah.
So knowing that Houston is probably going to go into the year as the highest ranked group of 5 team out there, that there's already going to be a spotlight on him, and in the Heisman race you have to have a spotlight.
Exactly, we all know who he is. This time last year, I don't think casual fans realized, what Houston was going to do and who he was, and now it stinks that that's part of the conversation, but it is.
Before I let you guys go, I'm going to throw one name out there because it's fairly untraditional, but the last person who won untraditionally played for this school, and I don't know, JABRILL Peppers.
There you go.
Is that something that could happen? Could that be a thing?
Follow in the Charles Woodson mold because obviously Charles Woodson being the one defensive player that's won the award, but he also wasn't just a defensive player. He did a little bit of everything, and that's going to be the key, I think, for someone like JABRILL Peppers at Michigan.
Yeah, because they're going to ask him to do everything on defense. The position he plays officially, they moved him to linebacker, but really he's kind of a box safety who does a little bit of everything. They'll play him down on the line of scrimmage. They could play him at corner if they wanted to. He can play running back. You saw that. He can return kicks. I like the idea of a very complete football player being in the hunt. So we'll see how that goes. But it feels like this is the kind of year where that might happen.
It's going to help too that Michigan's going to probably end the year as a top 5, top 10 team.
And we can not talk about Harbaugh for a little while and talk about something else.
No, we're just going to talk about the Heisman because that's all anybody wants to talk about.